Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I am here with another eyeshadow palette video. This time I'm pretty sure this is my first time, if I'm not mistaken, using any type of Urban Decay eyeshadow, and I was a little nervous because I'm not sure if you ever noticed, but if you watch eyeshadow palette decluttering videos, they almost always get rid of their Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes. They're like, oh yeah, like I bought this when the hype for the naked palettes was real, but I kind of realized, their shadows aren't that great. But I want to test it out for myself. So I went ahead and bought their new Born to Run eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to do a look with this and tell you guys what I'm feeling. This has really cute packaging, so I feel like, you should see it. But this is what the palette looks like. This retails for $49, which I believe is around the same price as their other eyeshadow palettes, maybe less, because I feel like the naked palettes are like $54. Maybe I'm thinking of Too Faced palettes, but this is what the inside of the palette looks like, and those are the shades that you're getting. There is a rather large mirror in here, and it snaps shut like that. I feel like that could be a good thing, but in my clumsy life, that could also be a bad thing. But let's just get into the look. So I'm going to take this shade right here to set my concealer, and it's called Riff. I don't know where we're going here with this, but I'm going to take this orange shade and use that as a transition, as a crease color. Okay, all I know is I want to incorporate that green in some way, so, and we're just going to put that right there. And then I'm going to take this brown shade Punk in my crease. I think I've put together a color scheme that'll work. Then I always have to make sure you guys can actually see what I'm doing, but I think I've put together a color scheme that's actually going to work with this palette. At least I hope I have. We shall see. And then I'm going to take this shade Accelerate and use that as my lid color. Well, some of it. So I've got high hopes for, I've got high hopes for these shimmers. I'm kind of hoping that they'll give me the cut lid type of look, because I really don't feel like cutting my lid, but I kind of want the look. And I told you guys there are some shimmers out there, like they're just so buttery and so pigmented that they can look like they've cut your crease without actually having to do all that. And then right next to that, we're going to take this green color Wanderlust on my lid. All right, now we've got a vision. Let's hope this doesn't mess that vision up. Alrighty then, so I added some orange glitter in here, and I told you guys I don't like pressed chunky glitter, but it kind of works for this look. And I also used, where's the palette, where'd it go? I also used this shade here to blend the orange and the green together. And then just to finish this up for now, I'm going to use this black here in this outer corner. Y'all already know the blacks, just tap that on first. And then we can move on to blending that out. Alrighty then, so y'all already know I'm going to go ahead and finish my face. I'm thinking trying the inner and outer corner highlight again, but this time using less dramatic lashes so you can actually see it. But, let's see how this goes. So I added that little blue-green to my inner and outer corner, and that is pretty much it for my look using the Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow palette. Before I get into that, if you've seen the video that I did on the Manny MUA Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag palette, then you have heard how I feel about this brush, and I said that, if I could remove this part here and just have this part of the brush, then I'd be good, because I didn't really like this end, but I like this end. Well, I guess I can do that, because when I went to pick it up to use it today, this is what it looks like. So, problem solved there, I guess. And I guess I kind of answered your question if the brush is worth it in the palette. Moving on to this palette. Just to keep it simple with this, I like this palette, alright? I can't think of anything that is negative to say about it. The shimmer shimmed. That orange, that brown actually showed up on my skin. I didn't have to do that much to get it to work. Granted, I didn't use a color like this, but the mattes are pigmented, the shimmers are pigmented, they blend really nicely, and they blend out, the shimmers blend out with the mattes blend with each other. So there's color payoff there, they're pigmented, they're blendable. There wasn't any fallout on my face. Even the chunky glitter, which has nothing to do with this palette, but even the chunky glitter, there wasn't any fallout on my face. And as far as kickback in the palette goes, this is what the palette looks like after I used it. Now, the biggest thing that I have to say, because like I don't really feel like there's much else for me to say about this, out of all of the eyeshadows that I've tried recently, and I think I've tried 1, 2, 3, this will be the 8th palette that I've tried in 2 weeks or something like that. This is the one that if I could only recommend one, this is the one that I would recommend the most, and that's saying a lot because, you know, going into this I was a little worried what these shadows would be like. If these are anything like the Naked palette shadows, then I'm not sure what people were saying, or I don't know if they've changed their shadow formula, but I'm here for this. However, a lot of people wanted to know if I think this is comparable to this palette right here. And if you don't know what this palette is, this is the Shayla Perception palette that she did in collaboration with Colourpop. So I'll do some color swatches because people say, if I could open it, people say that these two palettes have pretty similar shades. Can't do two things at once. So this is this palette, this is that palette. Once I saw people saying that and I looked at them, yeah, they do pretty much have, you know, the same color. So if you want to know if you need both or not, so let me go ahead and swatch some colors there. Okay, so swatching low-key went a little left because I realized that I was swatching too high, so when I try turning my hand, you low-key can't see some of them. But I did the Shayla palette colors first and then Urban Decay, so look at it like Shayla, Urban, Shayla, Urban, Shayla, Urban, Shayla, Urban. And I did the colors that, you know, were the most relatable. I mean, both palettes, pretty much all the colors you can find in the other. But what I noticed is that the Urban Decay colors seem to be slightly darker than the Shayla ones. Like this green is darker than this one, this pink is darker than this one, this orange is pinker than that one. Pinker. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So those are the swatches your girl was able to get. And as far as how I think these two palettes compare, I'm almost positive that the Shayla palette is much cheaper than the Urban Decay one, but I mean, you do get twice as many in the Urban Decay, but if you don't need twice as many, you can pretty much get the same color format in the Shayla palette. I think both shimmers in both palettes are buttery and pigmented. However, the only thing I would have to give one palette over the other is the Urban Decay mattes. I like just a tad bit more than the Shayla Perception palette mattes. If you've seen the video I've done on that one, you know, it's hit or miss with the mattes in that palette. So, you know, the orange one, you're going to have to work with that one. But the red one, that one will be just fine if you try using that on your eyes. So it's just, that's the only difference that I have to say there. But other than that, I feel like for the most part, if you don't want both, if you can't get both, if you can only get one, with either one that you go with, you'll be fine. I do like them both. You know, I just used the Shayla palette in the Colourpop video that I just posted the other day, and I'm certainly going to use this Urban Decay one again because, okay, Urban, for that being my first time trying it, I was impressed. Alrighty then, so that is it for this video. I hope seeing this look and hearing some of my thoughts on this palette have helped. If you were thinking of trying it out for yourself, make sure to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe down below. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!